Hi guys, it's Jess from jesslarson.blogspot.com with Make It Monday number 2. Today I am scoring a standard A2 size card at the 4¼ inch mark, and then I cut a piece of pattern paper from the October Afternoon Campfire collection to go with it. I'm showing you the stamps that I'm going to be using on today's card. They're from a bunch of different Lawn Fawn sets and then the Paper Tray ink set. And for a complete list of supplies, be sure to check my blog post, and they are always listed onto there. I roughly stamped the Polaroid stamp from the Lawn Fawn set, and I didn't really worry how it looked because I'm just using it sort of as a placeholder so I can stamp my scene inside of it. And I'm going to stamp that barn with brown sugar ink. That's from Jenny Bolin. That's a dye ink that I use all the time. And then I'm going to stamp the little chickadees from that Lawn Fawn set as well, and the brown sugar ink again. And this Polaroid is so fun because you can do tons of different scenes in here and really make it work for any occasion. It really provides a nice base for the card. So I'm just sort of drawing in like a horizon line or a hill in the background of the stamp to kind of break it up, and you'll see why in a minute here. Now what I'm doing is making a mask of the barn, and I've done a video on masking before, and I can link to that in this post. But what I do is I stamp the image onto the Post-it, and then I cut it out. So make sure it's stamped onto the sticky part so it will stick onto your project. And then just, fussy cut around it. And with the Lawn Fawn, it's never too hard to make masks because the images aren't super detailed, which I really love. Next, I took the cloud die from Paper Tray Ink, the small cloud die, and I die cut it twice on a Post-it, and then am kind of positioning those up there. And I made little masks out of those. And I used the Tombow Mono Multi-Removable Adhesive if the Post-it doesn't stick enough, and that works super great. Removes cleanly. Now I'm taking Broken China Distress Ink from Tim Holtz and Ranger, and I am using my foam applicator tool to sort of create a sky up on the top of the picture. And after I am all done here, I will take off my clouds and reveal that they are white, but the sky looks blue. And we're going to do the same thing and cut these little chicks out of the Post-it paper. I think I end up using some adhesive on those. But I cut those out and make a mask out of those as well. And those are a little more intricate than the barn was. And what we're going to do is the exact same thing, just up to that horizon line that I sort of drew. And I really think that helps make your images look more grounded and the whole thing just look more lifelike instead of just like a stamped, image on a piece of paper. It really brings the whole project to life. So I've got all my pieces on there now, all my masks, and I'm going to take Shabby Shutters Distress Ink in a new foam applicator tool and ink for the grass and the hillside. And I'm just marking off the sky there so I don't get it, don't get green on it. A tip when you are using the foam applicator tool is to just move in small circles and start off your project. If you put your foam applicator tool directly where you want the ink, it'll sort of give a weird impression, like it'll look like you sponged it on, when I just want more of a smooth green look. So you can see here I'm just erasing the line that I drew with my pencil, and I'm revealing the barn and the little birds. And so far it's turned out really great. Now I'm using some Copics to color in the barn. I'm not doing any shading techniques. Here I'm just really coloring them in. And for specific colors, again, you can check my blog post. I'm not sure of what I used off the top of my head. My collection is really small for Copic markers, but they are awesome, and I do recommend them. And of course, I will be adding to my collection in the future. But what I did here was just take the Copic and color it in once, and then I colored over that again because I thought it looked a little too light. And I actually do that on every image that I color in this particular card. I go over everything twice. I think it just sort of gives a more finished look. It's a little, it's less streaky. and makes everything look um, more complete. And I am a brand new Copic user, so I don't really have any tips or tricks on those quite yet. I do find them really easy to use, and there are a ton of good YouTube videos out there of tutorials that I have on my playlist to watch, and I'm learning about them every day. So definitely check them out though. If you're a stamper, I think they're especially fun. And I'm just going to keep on coloring here. And now I am going to get that grass stamp from the Love Lives Here from Paper Tray Ink and stamp it under the barn using the Shabby Shutters again. I tried out a couple of different greens and I think that tone on tone kind of looks the best. And I just stamp it wherever I think it looks good. I'm, trying to avoid the images and just trying to make it look, as lifelike as possible or as real as possible. And I am now going to cut out the image and make sure I leave a border so I have something to glue onto. Now I'm going to take that Polaroid stamp again and stamp it using the brown sugar ink onto a piece of cream cardstock, and then stamp my sentiment from Sophie Sentiment. It's kind of off the screen there, but I stamped the words "Thank you." And this card is actually going to be given to the farmers who work at a CSA or own a CSA is what it's called, Community Supported Agriculture. And more information about that will be in my blog post. But I think it's a really cool project and something that I think is fun to be involved in. I'm just carefully cutting out the Polaroid image now. I don't know why I had to do this totally off screen, so I'm sorry about that. But I've got it all cut out, and then I'm going to take my brown sugar ink and the foam applicator tool and just ink around it so I don't have any white edges, because I think that looks a little more complete and a little more finished. And I do that on almost everything I stamp. Now I'm going to take my two-way glue pen, the Zig glue pen, and do a careful line across the outside. That's really good to get in those tight spaces. And I'm going to glue my background in. You can see my sunglasses head peeking in, sorry. And I've got the Polaroid part done. Now I've attached the background paper using my ATG, and I'm just threading in a piece of the cream, vintage cream twine from Paper Tray Ink, and just doing a little bow at the bottom of the card there. And I'm going to attach my Polaroid using some dimensional adhesives, and I'm just trying to decide how I want it on there. I next time will try to be more mindful of the camera. I'm really out of frame here, so I'm sorry, you guys. I sometimes just forget I'm even filming, and then I go and put the footage on the computer, and I'm like, oops. So I'm sorry about that. As always, I'm open to suggestions for improvement on these videos. But that pretty much wraps up the card, you guys. Here is a photo of the completed card. And then here is a close-up of the grass and the little chickadees. I want to thank you guys for watching so much, and check out my blog, jesslarson.blogspot.com.